or liberation just have vastly different understandings of what liberation is for.
I haven't seen this much importance and attention.
The story itself is a really wonderful, really great setup.
Tractor beam has been engaged.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tractor Beam Comics Reviews, your one-stop shop for in-depth commentary and discussion on this week's Star Wars comic, singular. It is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. It's the 32nd week of comics in 2025. We're also 2 weeks out of a week and a half after San Diego Comic-Con. So looking forward to diving into the one book we got tonight and all the news, all the comics, Star Wars comics news from the center of genre fandom in the world. Of course, that is Chris Abbott from Underworld Underworld, New Jersey. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing okay. Kind of buried in a bunch of Star Wars reviews right now, so I've been hemming away on all those.
Yes, there you go. The life of a content creator. There we go. And of course, joining us because it's a resident sequelist, or it's a very sequelist day and a newsy day, is our resident sequelist, Joel Davis. Mr. Joel Davis, how are you doing, Joel?
I'm doing good. I don't think anyone knows this, but whenever you guys do the intro, I just start dancing because it's such a catchy beat.
Oh yeah.
I just start dancing behind the thing, and no one sees it.
There we go. Credit to Marty for putting that together way back when we started this thing in 2023, during the writers and actors strike. So Marty giving some livening up the mood as he does with the thumbnails every week. Shout out to Mr. Marty Ingleson for that. On that note, let's get to some plugs. You can follow Joel and me on Iron Kenton at bisky.social on Blue Sky mainly. Also, all my Comic-Con stuff, most of my Star Wars stuff is on Instagram at the SWU. I think Ben also threw it up on to the Bird app and the Butterfly app. So Blue Sky as well at the SWU. And then some of my Star Wars stuff, and then all of everything else is at Culture Slate. So please do check that out. I'll probably have occasion to say that time and again because I did a lot. I did a lot of phone clicking, photo clicking on down in San Diego, so please do check that out. Also, you can follow everything Chris is up to at StarRaptor, twitter.com/StarRapter and youtube.com/StarRapter, including, I'm going to put this plug right off the top here, including this coming Sunday, talking on Outer Rim Transmission, talking about the High Republic Publishing Initiative as a whole, the whole shebang, the whole thing. I'm mentioning that because I'll be right there. I'll be in on that. So
yeah,
please do tune in. It's gonna be a fun conversation.
I wasn't gonna talk to myself about it for 30 minutes with my co-hosts that haven't read a single page of it. No offense to them, in their bag, but it's like, why go on there and just like talk by myself while those guys are twiddling their thumbs? So they'll take a break, and you're gonna come on. It'll be just me and you.
There we go.
Going into the weeds. It might take 3 hours. We'll see how long it takes.
Hope not. Over youtube.com/STAR.
We'll start at like 3 p.m. That way it's like only 6 p.m. by the time we finish.
There we go. I think it's 7. We're starting at 7 Eastern, right? So probably hopefully not get you too late. Also, can you with the plugs? Audio is more your speed. We throw these episodes up on Spotify and Apple and I think some other podcatchers right after we're done this. So please do check that out. Please do share and review over there as well. Definitely let us know. Give us some love if you're open to that. If you're like to listen to us while you're driving, while you're walking, whatever it is you like to do. Last but not least, we are proudly part of the Star Wars Underworld Podcast Network here on the YouTube channel. We got super chats, we got YouTube memberships. If you comment down below, we'll get to your comment as soon as we can. We've even got some comments already coming in. But yeah, there we go. But if you super chat us, we'll interrupt whatever it is we're talking about. If you're willing to contribute to the channel, to the network, we are most grateful. Also, that through network memberships, channel memberships as well. Also, Joel, I'm glad you're here. Talk about the Discord server down below. You can get there's a link just to get into the Discord server, minty fresh, and yeah, we can chatting all about Star Wars comics, Star Wars films, and film news, and some juicy film news that came out the other day, and yeah, some other things. I'm sure talking about Marvel and Star Trek and Superman and all that. So also game nights and viewing parties. Joel, what's happening in the Discord these days?
Well, this Tuesday I hosted a game night special because this Friday a group of us are doing a D&D one shot, or continuing a D&D one shot, because we have now added D&D to the roster of things we like to do. From game night, because D&D is a little bit more takes a lot of and organization. And like any good D&D one shot, it will probably take multiple days. That's just how it goes, people.
Sure.
Wait, what? It's supposed to be done in one day. How's it going on for multiple days?
Because we started kind of
late,
and
one shot.
I know, but we didn't finish it because it got late, and then we spent too much time in one room, and then we spent a lot of time trying to open a door, and we got attacked by plants.
That sounds really.
That's
really in-depth.
D&D is actually a lot of fun if you find a good group. I'll just say.
I know it's not a card game, but I felt like putting that up there anyway.
No, it's not. It's not. But if you ever find a good group, it's good stuff. But because we're doing that. Whenever we do a D&D night, I will always make sure to try and host a separate game night on a different day.
Like a video game night. Good.
Yeah, so just so you know, it might be Tuesday. I almost did this Wednesday, but I checked to make sure about the Kylo Ren comic, and so I had to okay, Tuesday. It has to be Tuesday because I know I'm going to be on Wednesday. So but we have D&D now on the roster, and we won't abandon viewing parties and whatnot. So lots of fun, always fun.
There we go. Yeah, definitely great group over there in the Discord server, keeping the water warm and all that. All right, let's dive right in to the one comic book from today. It's Legacy of Vader number 7, written of course by Charles Soule, art by Luke Ross, colors by Nolan Woodard, letters by VC's Joe Caramagna, and cover by Derek Chu. Kylo Ren takes on a survivor of Order 66. On a distant snow-covered planet, Kylo Ren has met his match against former Jedi Grandeya. Witness flashbacks to the Clone Wars era and Grandea's daring use of the Force in the face of ultimate betrayal. Will the survivor of the worst tragedy to befall the Jedi be able to change Kylo's evil ways? ? This one's being lauded quite deservedly as one of the great sequel issues. I know we got recentism. I know it's come out. We read it a few days ago. It's come out today, but those who have gotten a chance to read it have been definitely heaping its praises, and because it does multiple moving things at once. It takes me back to pretty much still one of my favorite kind of story points in the whole saga is, what do Jedi do after Order 66? How do they figure out what to do and who to be and how to relate to the Force? And here we have this Grandeya who kind of takes the route of shedding more or less what she learned from the temple a little bit, shedding her clothes literally and picking up other, she didn't go naked, but picks up other clothes. Burns her robes, destroys her lightsaber. You see it like coming apart. So symbolic and so evocative of the kinds of choices that Jedi had to make. I mean, we've seen this in canon. It harkens back. This goes back to one of my favorite legend stories, Dark Times. Definitely on the similar kinds of questions Jedi grapple with this, but the main thing to consider, bearing in mind is, what does this mean in the present day of the story? What does it mean for Kylo Ren? And I think specifically, yes, his relationship to his memories of Luke, but more deeply than Luke, signifying his memories of Ben Solo. And everything I loved about, for example, Charles's Vader comic was Vader, the 2017 comic, Vader grappling with the memory of Anakin. And Kylo has to do that a little bit earlier in this run. But here we have a former Jedi, who has taken what she needed from her training, but discarded it. Not so much discarded, but adapted and was flexible, and is now so flexible that she's able to take the Jedi mind trick so far that it's not like in the title cheap trick or survival strategy. It's a survival strategy for Grandia, and more than that, not just a survival strategy during the Empire, but now she's staring down Kylo Ren and can basically project into his mind her image of herself. It turns out, just like Luke projected onto Crate, she's projected into this town. And again, just like with Luke, he tries to kill her and she's not there, and tells Kylo, yeah, Luke's dead. You're a student. Why didn't you sense this? And also what was it? You're a student. Why didn't you sense this? Also, you could have been so much more. Could have been so much better. Could have been Ben Solo, kind of the scion, the heir, not just the legacy of Vader, but the legacy of Skywalker. And that struggle, that he wants to be the legacy of Vader, but like Lord Santeca says, you can never escape your family. He has to become the legacy of Skywalker ultimately. I mean, Rey does too in a moving moment at the end of Rise of Skywalker, but Kylo Ren, at the end, just like with Last Jedi, he's screaming out here when he realizes that Luke is dead, that he doesn't have his chance to take his revenge, and also that Grandia has basically left him in this place of struggle, in this place of angst, of dissatisfaction with his desire to overcome his past as Ben Solo, right? He's just not, he's never going to get there. And ultimately, and Joel, I'll throw this to you, ultimately, this has in view the return of Ben Solo in Rise of Skywalker. I think just the conflict, Snoke was saying it, killing Han tore him to the bone. That is still, it's now even wider now that he's the supreme leader and on his own, basically. So yeah, really, really rich. It really requires you to just continue asking what does this mean? Yes, it's a really moving, awesome story about Grandia, but what does this mean about Kylo Ren? And why is Charles telling us this story about Kylo Ren? And what is it? Where does it land him up? So yeah, rightly so. A fantastic single issue, fantastic work by Luke Ross and Nolan Woodard as well. And so really fantastic. So Joel, I'll throw this to you. Those kind of my salvo, my thoughts. What was your takeaway from this book? What's been really impactful here?
I think my biggest takeaway was I've never seen such an interesting deep dive into the Jedi mind trick before.
Yeah.
I found that probably the most fascinating aspect of this. Like, because the Jedi mind trick has always been one of the more weirder Force powers. It's sort of like, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable about Jedi messing with my head. There's a couple times where I feel like that's how it could be used for good, where like there's actually a scene in The Acolyte where like Master Soul uses it like to calm a guy down, like he's kind of having like this panic attack, and then it's like, oh, that feels nice. Like I feel like that, like sort of like therapy. It's like, oh, that feels good. Yeah. Like that I can see, like, but then like just tricking stormtroopers, like, you will go throw yourself out the window, stormtrooper. I will go throw myself out the window. And just, but like how she uses it just again when she messing with even Toydarians who may or may not be Watto. To the final two, she's using it against the Inquisitor, and her nose is bleeding. It's like, oh, she's really straining herself. Like, I think she might actually die if she.
What she said, it almost killed her.
Yeah, like this is something like you don't do. I thought that was interesting, and at the very end, where she's got all like glowy eyed and stuff, and also we were talking about this off screen, Matthew.
Yeah.
About is she projecting the whole village or not? If you go to the page 21 on your comic thing. Where Kylo slashes her and it says stop. I might, look at the windows of the village. Look at the windows. They're all lit. And then the next panel, they're all gone, all dark.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is she projecting the whole town? Is this whole town just a big mirage? I don't know if that's on your thing, Chris, if you have the digital or not. Page 21.
Trying to get a good view of it for you guys. Here we go.
Yeah, get a good video view of it. Like, yeah, right there. See?
Yeah.
Lights on, lights off.
Yeah.
On, off.
Oh.
So that's what I think what we were talking about earlier off screen, what that meant. So that was fascinating as well. And yeah, I think that's what you mentioned about Luke being dead. You know, yeah, I kind of forgot that. Yeah, Kylo doesn't actually know Luke's dead. Like, not officially. Yeah. Like, Luke vanishes and like he screams. But I don't know. Kylo ever kind of figured out what happened at Crate the whole time. And obviously, yes, the whole like, oh, you could have been so much more, kid. And ultimately, not only do I think Ben does come around eventually, he kind of. I think like I always talk about, I think Ben Solo, the person who he looks up to the most, is not Anakin, it's not Luke, probably a little bit Leia, obviously, but I think the person he really wants to be is like his dad on Solo. I think he at the end will embrace the Solo side of his life because he's a Solo kid at heart.
Yeah, look who shows up. I mean, who he remembers, probably supposed to be a Leia Force ghost, but in the film that we have, Han who shows up. I'd be curious then, again, the question, what does this mean for his character? What is he going to do with this sense of, I can use mind tricks and I can use these things, can push them farther than I thought, if that's going to consume him some more. Chris, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts and your feels on this comic book?
Yeah, I try to show some restraint from time to time with these comic book reviews, and I try to bite my tongue if something's good. But I had to just say it. I was like, dude, this comic is a seminal comic. This is going to be one for the records. I think when we look back at this series, there's a lot of good issues in this series, and it just shows you this moment. Like Joel, I never thought that Kylo didn't know about the death of Luke. Like, this is a big moment for him. This is a big moment. We're not just spinning our wheels here doing just some side story of Kylo Ren. Like, he is finding out crucial bits of information in a comic book that we just, that we just assumed he knew or whatever, or didn't think about it too hard. But yeah, the mind trick. I mean, what's to say that you guys haven't said already? Like, everything I echo you guys say. Like, the mind trick, that was my big thing to take away too, is deep dive into mind trick. Like, let's go. But then how great of a kind of almost, it's not a one-shot story, but the way this feels, it could be taken as a one-shot story, which is like the whole economical, efficient storytelling for this character that we don't know about, Grandia, in the Order 66 arc, and seeing her from the moment the clones turn all the way to like well into the Empire, with Vader involved, with the 13th sister. So for those of you that know the Easter eggs out there, 13th sister is from the Inquisitor of the Red Blade, written by Delia Sassanet's Iskat.
Rise of the Red Blade. Yeah.
Rise of the Red Blade. Yep.
Oh, that was her. That was Iskat.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That was her, the Ninth Sister, and I liked the impending doom of just her survival, and the way it was like she was always on her toes, always ahead. Because we've seen so many Jedi over the years with the storytelling of Order 66, like they're not cautious enough and they get caught. Like, we see what happens with Cal Kestis using a Force on Braca, catching his buddy. Like, just simple little things like that, like automatically alert the Inquisitors. Like, it's so hard to live. You have these names on these data pads all across the galaxy. Like, everybody is looking for a Jedi. So the idea that she is so good at the freaking Jedi mind trick that she fakes her own death by getting stabbed, like, oh my gosh. And before that, like, we get to see a really good use of the helicopter blades of literally sever. It was brutal as hell. Like, they showed her leg getting severed. Like, this is definitely not for the kids, man. This is some dark stuff in Star Wars. Like, the Inquisitors doing their damn job pretty good in this case before they got mind tricked. so I love that aspect of it. Yeah, overall, very very important story for this entire run, and it's great to see Charles Soule getting to make the big swings like this in this medium where we don't see huge swings sometimes anymore these days. It seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just want to echo something. I don't think it surpassed my favorite moment and Matthew's favorite moment of all comics. It Will All Be Mine from Kieran Gillen's Darth Vader run.
The background, the Eye of a Sun. Yeah.
To me, that's still like the best moment in Star Wars comics. Period.
This
Nothing
moment.
beat it.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I could see this getting a good second place. I could see it coming close to second place. I still love Hope Die, so maybe third place. But that might be me personally. But this is definitely up there, and I totally agree with those sentiments.
Yeah, again, it's. I mean, the thing that this comic does, this book has done. I mean, the power of what happened in the prequels. Just to go on canon a little bit on us, Joel here. The historical import of Order 66 and just how the event and the Clone Wars and the rise of the Empire and how much that reverberated across the galaxy. And for a Skywalker, I mean, he's personally invested in this. I mean, that's another thing lurking in the shadows of this. I got this guy here. I'll give a closer look here. The 501st clone here. Lurking in the shadows of this is the first great atrocity that Vader has to do to fall to the dark side. Is to lead I forget the mission on the Jedi Temple, but as part of Order 66. I mean, we see Vader in this for a minute, but he's quarterbacking the whole thing effectively, and so and that's the thing that's the legacy is. Of trying to kill the past, trying to make it die, but again, here's a Jedi who, I mean, she's on the run, she's on her toes until the Inquisitors lob off half of her toes. Want to make that joke, but more seriously, can figure out how to be more flexible, more nuanced about the past and the present and the future, and so she's able to survive. And it's again, it bringing together the prequel era and the sequel era, and reflecting on that. Something that something that Rian Johnson did brilliantly, something that JJ could have done a little more. But so before we move on to the future of this comic, talking about the future of this comic, I mean, it is poignant, important, but we'll get into this in a few minutes. That the message about Luke at the end, but that he wants this revenge, he wants this confrontation. Clearly, not so much revenge. Like he wants to be the one to actually make the killing blow, and that's taken away from him. So. That's kind of my last comment there. Any Chris, Joel, any last thoughts on Legacy Vader number 7?
Sorry. I was about to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Joel.
Do we think she was projecting the whole town? Because again, the lights are off when she's gone, and it's like.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Now
that seems like the implication.
Like his reaction is like what, and then even the next page, there's like nobody around.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like. Now I kind of honestly wonder, did Vinay know this was a trick? Did he know this was a whole town of just ghosts? That's
what does Vinay really want? What is he really after? I don't know anymore.
I don't know either.
I thought he was trying to lead him deeper into the dark side, but he keeps sending him into things that show the limits of the dark side. So
is Vinay a ghost himself? I mean, I'm not even questioning. It's like I don't even think he's working for Palpatine. I just think he's doing his own thing at this point. I think he's weird. But there's that. I will say, very excited now though for the next issue because I feel like we might be doing a little bit more future oriented stuff with Lady Knight of Red in person. So I'm excited about that person. That.
Tava Ren.
Yeah, Tava Ren. So And I do think this issue probably is like the transition point to the next kind of grander narrative. Hopefully, now I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, but I definitely think
the midpoint of the run.
Yeah.
Maybe. So.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious to read all 7 issues in kind of back to back to back. It's kind of one big storyline and see how it all kind of fits.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. And again, I never really did think that. Oh yeah, he doesn't know Luke's dead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Impactful.
Chris, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead. If you have any last thoughts.
I have one that is a stupid kind of like observation, and one of them actually will tie into the next bit of information. I think quite good.
Yeah.
But starting with this one, and I've been reading the Crystal Crown, which has a Thelan character, Jeki Lan, in it.
Right. A Thelan Jedi.
So I never noticed that their feet were like hooves. I don't know if you guys gathered this, but like
some little detail.
Like she's like on her feet, like on her toes. Like she stands on her toes. Like I'm gonna have to look at the acolyte now to see if like her feet were like that. She looks like she's just like,
oh yeah,
right. It's weird.
You know what it's like if you've watched Star Trek Discovery. Here we go. It's like the like Saru's character. Yeah, it's true. Kind of like these goat type characters.
Yeah.
Type feet. Yeah. Here's a good shot here. There we go.
That's the one I was mentioning.
Yeah.
Looking at it like,
yeah.
Unless she's like a half hybrid or like a half species, because we know that Jeki Lan. That might be it, because Jeki Lan is half human, half Thelan.
So maybe she has human feet.
So I'm gonna have to look at the Clone Wars and then see some more Thelans and see if they have different. It's a weird thing. I'm just like, it's
details we don't quite get. Yeah, Grandea always literally on her toes. There we go.
Oh man, that's a good one.
All right. Anyways,
the next one.
Yeah. So speaking of all that, good transition here to kind of our next topic, but still sticking with. This is Jeki was happy. Still sticking with Legacy of Vader because our first news item. So again, I was at Star Wars Comic. I was at San Diego Comic-Con the Friday. The Friday chock full of Star Wars things. I mean, Star Wars book reveals, and comic reveals primarily. And so Monday night, Joel and I went through everything other than comics. We touched on comics a little bit, but check that out right here on the Underworld channel. Next Monday, Joel and I are going to talk about the Hall H panel on the Lucas Museum, because that has some pretty interesting things to go into. But tonight we're going to talk about comics, Star Wars comics at San Diego Comic-Con, because it's the tractor beam and that's what we do here. So first up, Don't Invite the Dead Uncle. Continuing on talking about Legacy of Vader, Charles Soule he had this mic drop moment in the panel, because it was running short, it was running long. I think this was the Joel. I don't know where Joel went. You can he can come back if he wants. It's mic drop moment, and sorry, one second. My brain fart, and it's like, okay, he like, so the panel's running long. Michael's like, oh shoot, we gotta end this quick. So Charles is like rushing to get through and talks about Grandea a little bit, then talks about the next thing. Oh yeah, okay, Joel commuter some technical difficulties, he'll be back. Okay, talking about the Tava, or whoever the Inquisitor, not the Inquisitor, Knight of Ren. Sorry, my brain just got jumbled up.
Knight of Ren.
Yeah, the Knight of Ren that we just mentioned.
Yes.
Then he has this mic drop moment. Says, and then Luke. So he's talking about basically, that his now deceased Kylo Ren's now deceased Uncle Luke will come back onto the scene somehow. Probably a Force ghost, maybe just like this, a flashback to more of the story that we've seen. More of the story that Charles has written in The Rise of Kylo Ren, and everything with the Jedi praxeum that we saw maybe Grogu will show up in that. Who knows? But yeah, this was definitely this mic drop. I wish he had time to say more, but it really from this what we're just talking, just the way number 7 ends, really underscores that Luke. Yeah, Joel's right. I think that he looks up to Han, but really underscores the way Joel back. There we go. You're good to go. Welcome back, Joel.
My computer decided to freeze and freak out on me.
Okay.
Oh, that's happened to me before.
We're talking about Luke coming back at the end of Legacy. What? I don't know. We don't know if it's the end, but later on in Legacy of Vader.
Right.
And I was thinking, Joel, you're right that Ben looks up to Han the most.
Mm-hmm.
But Luke has this massive impact in his life. I think we obviously all agree with that. But that his Jedi identity and this part of him that is the Skywalker identity, and so that is going to be confronted. He's going to confront that in this, in this probably this last arc, and that's why I'm saying we're thinking 12 issues around there, something like that. That's why I said number 7 might be the midpoint. I guess that would make it 15 issues or something around there. 14, 15 issues.
I think it'll be less.
Maybe 12. Yeah, might be just a few issues, but yeah.
What is the latest? What is like the latest solicitation we have for the series? It'll probably be up like 9 or 10.
Let's see what the Wikipedia.
I thought
says.
they were dividing the trades into 6.
So yeah,
this is the point that I'll eventually get to.
Yes.
I have that one other point that I was going to mention that we haven't gotten to yet.
So Chris, I'll let you make that point, but I'll just say, I mean, it really does narratively feel like that would make a fantastic culmination, right? After Last Jedi ends with this confrontation with Luke, for this comic to end with the confrontation with Luke's legacy. Again, it might be Force Ghost, might be a flashback too, maybe both. But clearly, as the way number 7 ends, he's clearly driven to want to stamp out Luke's legacy in the galaxy, but Luke's legacy because he wants to stamp it out within himself. And that would definitely. I mean, it would make for another. I mean, Charles Soule. We were questioning with Dark Droids if he, how well he finishes stories, but question over. Like after Trials of the Jedi,
I think Dark Droid was just a bad corporate mandate, honestly. But
that's possible. Tied up with these tie-ins and all that.
Yeah. So, Chris, I'll throw this to you. What are your thoughts on especially this news about Luke showing up probably at the end of Legacy of Vader?
Yeah, it makes sense. I came to the conclusion, like, I'm reading this going, Legacy of Vader 7, Reign of Kylo Ren. It's like, why are we still on this Reign of Kylo Ren subtitle thing at issue 7 if they're not going to keep this short? They would have they usually do this in sets of 5 or 6 issues.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for 7 to be titled the next arc. So the fact that we're on issue number 7 leads me to believe, okay, if he's talking about Luke Skywalker now, like you're saying, that's a good conclusion. The solicits are usually 2 to 3 months in advance of when they actually release. So I take it that this story will probably be over in like October or November, just in time for like Comic-Con to reveal what's the next big ongoing. I do
have Wikipedia saying number 9 is coming out in October. Right after, like the week after New York Comic-Con. I'm guessing then 10 will be November, 11. This only goes up to 12 here. 10 will be November, 11 December, 12 January. And then according to the Wikipedia, this might change, but the trade, volume 1, Reign of Kylo Ren, that's coming out on October 7th. That goes up to 1 to 6 in the FCBD. Then, oddly enough, it includes number 7 in volume 2. Now that might change, but
all right.
Yeah.
So that
So
seems
anyways,
pretty telling. I figure, 12 issues, that'll be it.
yeah.
That'll be good. I mean, because it's like, if you look at the trajectory of where this is going, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, you figure he's going to have 2 issues or so dealing with, okay, what happened? Why did he like lose the Knights of Ren? Who is this person that stepped in his stead? In the meantime, who is she?
Mhm.
I like what Joel's getting at least what I insinuated. What you're going at is like, yeah, let her survive and be like, some kind of villain in the movies. Like,
Yeah.
let's start propping up these comics to have some resonance of characters that'll show up in the
Where-
big screen stuff. You know what I mean? So, like, there you go. Like, we don't get a lot of cool female villains in
Mhm.
these Star Wars stories, publishing wise. So, I think that'd be a really cool thing. Maybe have her
Yeah.
show up in Starfighter or whatever the
Mhm.
next trilogy that Kinberg is doing or something.
It would be cool. I mean, does Lucasfilm do that? Is the question. I mean, give the note. Here's this character, whatnot. Again, thinking about where this is going
Gallius
with
Rax
Richard.
was supposed to be Snoke. Oh, no, he wasn't.
Your Snoke theory sucks.
Ah,
Everyone's bringing that back. I'm bringing that one
wow.
back. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, again, thinking about going to Rise of Skywalker, losing, or at least temporarily losing the Knights of Ren. I mean, that's also gotta play at him because that's part of his power base, part of his, taking on the Ren identity as part of his journey to the dark side. To be challenged in that, to potentially lose that, for at least to waver. I mean, it's gotta leave a mark. I don't know about her showing up in something. I think she's done, because we see in Rise of Skywalker, uh, we see he's back firmly in control of the Knights of Ren, and so
I wasn't insinuating
she
she's going to be in a
escapes.
movie. I just think she's my show in some future Charles Soule comic book, maybe set in
That's
the
definitely
immediate
possible.
post Rise of Skywalker, before Starfighter.
Yeah, it's definitely possible if Charles can make a way for her to survive, getting slashed down by Kylo Ren. That's the thing. So, yeah, it's a good question. Joel, I'll throw this to you. Thoughts on Luke coming at likely the end of this run?
Oh, I mean, after this, it's like, it makes total sense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's sort of the. I mean, that was the promise of Last Jedi. See you around, kid. Like, that's Luke saying, "I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a Force ghost, and I'm gonna just be your annoying uncle trying to tell you, get your act together, boy." So there's that.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if it were a Force ghost. I mean, we know Luke is a Force ghost, so
Yeah.
gotta do something. So it's
Mhm.
all leading up to that. I'm kind of curious what. I mean, the thing is, again, though. I mean, how much time has actually passed in this darn comic? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not been a year. It's not even probably been as many months as the comic has taken.
Well,
to
how
come
long
out.
does it take to build a massive throne?
I don't know.
That's the only purpose of Hux in this whole
in
thing.
the-
It's just to tell us time.
in the future. I mean, I guess it's spells for the future, so it's like maybe not as quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
So I kind of do wonder, like, is Kylo Ren gonna get closure? Because we got, even like if it's only been like a month or two, he's got
Mhm.
6 to 9 more months to go before Palpatine's ready to kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
time to get back into gear and set the galaxy straight. And obviously we're
Yeah.
still probably got to deal with Vinay, whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll live. Actually, here's another question. Will Vinay live? Because he technically is alive post Rise of Skywalker thanks to the Legos, but those Lego shows are so quasi canon, even though there are things in it where I want, or like Finn is Rey's apprentice. But
I mean, in that, I just watched that the other day, and Vinay is he has a full body, bodily integrity is intact in
that's
that
true.
one. So
that's true.
it's the Lego verse. It doesn't count, but
I know there's certain things, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about
Yeah.
that as well. I do wonder, is this it for Kylo afterwards? I mean, will they do maybe another Legacy Vader? I don't know. New issue number 1, Rise of First Order. I don't know. I wonder what Charles really wants to do after this. After he's done with these 12 issues and do something else.
Young
'cause again,
Palpatine.
yeah, I mean, I want that.
Really.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
and also if it's ending in December, that
Mhm.
kind of starts us for the next year where we're building
Mm.
up the Mando and
Yeah.
Ahsoka and Maul shows. We'll have kind of more of a some set tentpole things
True.
Yeah.
that the books and comics can kind of work around now.
Mhm.
So there's that. But yeah, in terms of like Luke Skywalker showing up, like yay, the promise is being fulfilled, and this is
Mhm.
it definitely feels like
That's a good point.
I could see a 3-issue finale with just dealing with Luke's ghost or just
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker himself.
Again, I'm leaning towards most of it, given the way this comic has gone. I'm leaning towards most of it being flashbacks to the Jedi training, like we see in Mandalorian,
So
right?
cool.
But
Yeah.
and Rise of Kylo Ren, but maybe even to Return of the Jedi, right, where
Yeah.
Luke confronts Vader. So, Chris, do you have any last thoughts on this bit?
No. I think that this is basically what I thought Joel was saying. It's like, okay,
Yep.
finally getting that thing that was not promised to us, but again, like
Heavily implied.
inferred
Yeah.
and implied, saying, hey,
No, Luke literally says it. See you around, kid.
I was excited for that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool, we're gonna see a Force ghost haunting somebody. Like we haven't seen that before, and it just never happened. So
I mean, we saw Anakin with Luke in Adam Christopher book.
Oh yeah, that's not
Yeah,
haunting.
live
That's just more
action.
like helping.
I
Like-
think he haunts Ahsoka in Ahsoka
That-
episode 5, but
that's a
Yeah.
whole can of worms that he opened up, though,
True.
Adam Christopher
True.
with that thing, because it's like they're clearly overriding that with like the Ahsoka series. They're like, oh yeah, remember when
Maybe.
Anakin's Force Ghost was like jumbled up and like staticky and stuff? Like
I mean, he was
remember that
protect-
happened?
I mean, I don't know. He was helping
This is a huge
Luke
tangent,
with
but-
exegol stuff and kind of like had to get some dark side stuff.
Yeah.
His Force Ghost was kind of having a bad day. I think with
That-
Ahsoka, he was.
you back, dude.
It was a little bit more like I know what I'm doing. I'm in the world between worlds.
Okay.
I'm in my full power mode
Yeah.
right now.
That's
so.
a tangent. We can definitely yeah. So let's get some comments here. Yeah, how's it going, Tyler? I got to read that Ridley Scott comic you worked on. There we go. Limited run, right? Yeah, 12 issues is likely what it's going to be. Oh, sorry, this is what you're saying. Yeah, and then well, welcome to the Tractor Room. There we go.
Everybody.
Okay, speaking of Legacy of Vader, I want to do a bit of show and tell. I don't know if I want to how this is going to work if I wheel back too far, but just a bit of a con haul here. So just sit tight 1 second. Wrong side, Matthew.
Oh boy.
There we go.
What'd
So-
you bring to the class today, Matthew?
San Diego
Yeah.
Comic-Con has this thing called line capping, including the Hasbro booth.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was pretty weird, pretty annoying. I really wanted this thing. As you all know, my favorite film of all time is Revenge of the Sith. And so it's like, okay, I saw this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so I was able to
Oh
get it.
my gosh, that thing is
I don't know
huge.
how clear that this is, but yeah, I might unbox it just because it actually could work unboxed. But yeah, that's
All right, look at mine. Look at what I got.
oh, there we go.
Ooh.
What's that
From
guy?
San Diego Comic Con last year
Nice.
Oh,
with
Phantom
the
Menace,
nostalgic
nice.
mall packaging.
Yeah, there we
Look
go.
at that.
I didn't bring anything for show and tell. Dang it. I didn't go
That's
to
okay.
Comic-Con.
I'm breaking the thing. Also, this guy picked this. Yeah, I've wanted this guy for a while.
Ooh.
Our
Oh,
Book Lightsaber collection.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the only
Because
Harry Potter thing I don't own.
yeah, because I mean I've wanted it for a while, and it's High Republic, Star Wars. The what's the publisher? Inside Editions.
Yeah.
Their booth on the Sunday is 50% off. So I'm
What?
like, yes, thank you, yes, please, yes, please. I'm looking for a specific lightsaber. So there's this guy.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is what the Stellan looks like.
Wow.
But if you want to know what the Stellan saber looks like, if you're curious, see how this works.
oh my
This is
God.
what the Stellan saber looks like. So
Nice.
again, Galaxy's Edge, Dark Dars. So
Wow.
yeah,
Cool.
Turn it on. Turn it on.
It's
Is
on.
it on?
It's
It's
just
just the lights are bright, so you can't.
Yeah.
See it. Yeah.
let's see if that helps. Well,
I
keep on bonking the ceiling with this thing. So there you go. And yeah, like this
that hill is
comes
so
down.
long.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet! It actually
it's-
has that.
Yeah. So I'm definitely glad I picked this up. This is of course Dark Dars and Galaxy's Edge. Journeyed all the way to Batu Orange County. Joel, you're happy I got this in Orange County. There we go.
Wow, that's some really good pickups, man.
Yeah. So that was a good haul. There we go. So that's my interlude. Yeah, and also showing Tyler that I got it. Yes, because I posted in the Discord. But speaking of Discord, yeah, I posted in the Discord like I really want this thing. Can I get it? Can I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got there at noon on the day. Got a Ronto wrap because I was hungry for lunch, and then I went in and got this lightsaber. So, those big purchases. So no New York Comic Con for me because of that.
Yeah.
But,
Matthew, when you when we get back to news,
yes.
I kind of had a thought about just the comics in general and kind of the overall where we are situation. So when we get to that,
we're back to news. We're
okay, because I kind of had a thought about kind of all that. So remember how I've been talking about, Matthew, how we're in this kind of transition right now?
Yeah.
After Andor, before I think I think maybe one of the reasons why we're getting this limited run, and some of the even questionable limited runs for like the new main line. Afra might be a mini. Apparently, I've heard that rumor.
Yeah.
I kind of want to like everything novel wise is also kind of in transition because like we just finished Andor. We're kind of like the last big streaming era epoch is over.
Yeah.
And then 2020, and we're kind of in hiatus mode. I mean, obviously. We're getting to read some stuff. We're gonna read the Bad Batch book and the Vader comp book this year. Yep, that one. I heard it's very good. Star Wars Explained.
Good.
I heard it's very good. But the kind of the next big push for Star Wars is 2026 with Paul, Mando, Ahsoka, Knights Jedi, the Visions. So I do wonder if like right now we're kind of like. Here's some appetizers, some good stuff like some Kylo Ren, some Bad Batch, some Vader. Gotta love your Vader. But then when we get around to October, November, December, where I think in one of those 3 months we're gonna get a Mando trailer. I think that's when we'll start maybe seeing some news about like, here's where the book will be for next year. Maybe they'll tie into the movie, maybe they won't. Maybe the comics will kind of be going. This is where the comics will be while the movie's here and the show's here. And I think kind of we're in kind of a bit of a holding pattern, if you will.
Oh, we certainly are.
Yeah.
I agree.
Until 2026, and then everything kind of refreshes to kind of get in line with the next big push of things, especially we know 2 movies are definitely one's in production, one's already done, and the other's getting closer to production every day.
Yeah, I mean, what we talked about on Monday, there already is a tie-in sort of to Mandalorian and Grogu, the Mandalorian. Was it the Art of Mandalorian, or I forget, was the Visual Dictionary?
The Visual Dictionary
for seasons 1 to 3. So it'd be interesting. Yeah, again, tie-ins as you're mentioning, Chris, with Crystal Crown, as we also mentioned with Mask of Fear with the whole Reign of the Empire trilogy.
Oh, that's good.
Kind of the 2 extremes of what tie-ins can be effectively.
Yeah.
Because Reign of the Empire is an Andor tie-in. Let's just call it that. But it's the best. So,
and they're doing a good job of not rushing it. Like I am super bummed that we're like, wait, we have to wait like a year and a half for the next one.
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
It's Rebecca Roaring Horse too, and I like her.
Yeah,
that means that she's studying the hell out of that series right now.
Yeah. I bet.
And there's nothing that could like contradict what she's about to write to be like,
Rebels.
Oh wait, you can't do that because we decided to do this else in the script. Like,
yeah, I think that's likely.
Tie-in stuff. Please just do it like a year after the stuff comes out.
Yeah,
it might seem like it's untimely, but it ultimately will lead to a better product.
True.
Unless it's Catalyst, and they actually pulled it off by doing a really good prequel where you actually felt rewarded for sitting your butt in that theater that opening night and going, oh my gosh, I know already about Krennic and all this stuff with the wife of Galen Erso and all this stuff.
I heard actually Catalyst is the reason James Luceno doesn't do Star Wars anymore, because I heard he had a horrible time writing that book. Like,
yeah, I
things were
mean,
changing constantly, and they had to make him rewrite the book like 5 different times. It was a pain.
Even Bloodline sort of thing. So that raises these questions, right? Again, how are they going to address tie-ins? Speaking of doing a tie-in sort of a year after, of course, this is set, you said earlier, speaking of which, the Bad Batch is back. I was clamoring for this when Chaos Agents finished. And yes, Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. We got some visuals now. This is going to be a nice change of pace. Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch, Rogue Agents, written by Hyperspace Stories stalwart Michael Morrissey. Issue number 1 arriving December 2025. And I'll get the direct edition cover here by this is by Valeria Favoccia. Facing down a Rancor. There we go. This one's awesome.
A Rancor?
Yeah, isn't that a Rancor?
Yeah, it's a Rancor.
Yeah.
It's a very stylized
Oh my
Rancor.
gosh, I didn't really look at the covers at all. This looks amazing.
And then, I mean, this one's awesome. The skull cloudy thing, sunset thing with the planet there. While you guys are gaping at that, I'll read the description here. Or at least I think this is from the press release, potentially. The Bad Batch is back. When a separatist scientist and his dangerous invention go missing during the Clone Wars, Clone Force 99 is sent to track him down and prevent the device from falling into the wrong hands. But when Hunter, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Tech arrive at the scientist's abandoned laboratory, they realize that they aren't the only ones on his trail, and that this mission will be different than any that they've faced before. We got Sanctuary just came out, of course. That's set a few years after this, but lots of more love for the Bad Batch. Again, when Ghost Agents finished, I was like, please just give us more. This is great. Similar kind of thing. They're sent in to go clean up a mess, kind of go find something before the Separatists do. Clearly, they excel at it, but this is a different kind of thing. We haven't seen stuff about dangerous devices and crazy mad scientists much. It reminds me of that Clone Wars arc on Naboo with
Shadow Virus.
The Shadow Virus. Yeah, that one. It's kind of a little bit, maybe not as it's not going to serve you a virus, but you never know. So, Chris, will do this to you. We talked about Bad Batch. We reviewed Ghost Agents. Now we got Rogue Agents. What are you thinking? What are you feeling about this one?
Oh, that's great. Lucasfilm is basically positioning these guys as the new Delta Squad, right? Like they're getting even more than Delta Squad at this point. You got comics, you got a novel now, you got a TV series. It's like they are. I mean, I like these guys, but apparently they're very popular. Like more than I would ever think that they would get this much ancillary material at this point. Like. It's pretty cool to see because, like, I always say this, like, I love the boots on the ground. Like, I'm a big big gamer when it comes to like shooters and stuff like this, and these guys are just like ripped out of a video game essentially, and it's just like kill the droids, kill the stormtroopers, like do your tactics, and each guy feels like a specific move set and different thing. It's like this is like I'm
like
looking
Republic
really
Commando,
forward to. Yeah, really looking forward to diving in the book. Like I plan on watching like all those episodes around Pabu and then diving into the book, and then I get to do this, and then I have miniatures of Bad Batch people I have in my closet that I'm going to break out and paint them. So it's like Bad Batch everywhere, man. I'm all for it. Yeah, because I really did enjoy the 5-issue miniseries we just finished. Like having those characters like Aura Singh and Asajj Ventress and Embo and seeing who else could show up as their adversary. There's so many different villains and characters and nemesis you could throw in there.
Yeah, it's aside of the Clone Wars we haven't seen much of. Like you're describing, from what I understand, Republic Squad, Republic Commandos to be like the video game. I mean, amazing to get a Bad Batch video game. It's basically almost a remake of Republic Commandos. Yeah. I mean, people are clamoring for it. or made mods for it.
There's people like that I consider that on gaming podcasts that I would consider probably casual fans, and they're already wanting like one of the Xbox Game Studios Coalition Studios to make basically a Gears of War game, but replace those characters with Bad Batch characters, and then you would have literally like a perfect Bad Batch game where it's like third person over the shoulder, you got cover mechanics, and you're jumping between the characters and having fun like that. I'm like, yes, give us that game, Coalition. Come on, Xbox. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah, they definitely fill a niche for the special ops, the commandos, but also the mix of characters. Again, Michael Morrissey, like I said this every time Ghost Agents came up, I could hear D. Bradley Baker's performance in my head. He nailed the characters' voices so perfectly, and nailed what makes the interaction between them so dynamic. Just the different expertise, different quirks, different warts that each character has. And so, yeah, it's no wonder that they're popular, but they're more than the sum of their parts too, I think. Joel, I mean, maybe ask a general question. You know, what do you think about the Bad Batch getting all these other materials? What do you think of the popularity of the Bad Batch generally is about?
Oh, I think this is kind of perfect for them. Like, if this way, like, if what the comics were the show, I think the show would not be good. Well, I mean, that's not fair. I think the show would kind of get boring very quick, because I think the interesting about the Bad Batch is ultimately what happened to the clones after the war, and kind of them growing, and Crosshair's arc is probably one of the best redemption stories in all of Star Wars. So I think this is perfect for the Bad Batch. These comic books, like, they're it's obviously not where they're like most dramatic story going to be. That's the show still. But to see them kind of like in their prime, like having their Clone Wars adventures, kind of like what they're doing, commando stuff. I would love Alexander Freed to write the first Bad Batch adventure, and kind of like, I would love to see him give a crack at like this is what the first Bad Batch mission is and how they have to get along. And I think Alexander Freed would knock it out of the park. Did you read
not Inferno Squad? Did you read Battlefront Company?
I read Twilight Company. That's good. Twilight Company, that's great. Like, I want that with the Bad Batch and the Clone Wars. I want Alexander Freed in there, so that'd be great. Nice. But no, I gotta check these out. I think the Bad Batch. I think if the Bad Batch were just the A team, they probably would have gotten stale, like they kind of were in the pilot. But I think the show really shows that there is a lot of depth to them. I've heard things about this book that's going to go deep into places where the show maybe just didn't have time for. There's some relationship stuff going on. I've heard about. That'll be interesting as well. And yeah, I think, the Bad Batch show is its main line, and these things can kind of be like, hey, what were the Bad Batch doing during the Clone Wars, which, we didn't really have time for because that wasn't really the focus. That'd be fun. And, the book can kind of go into things as well. So I'm excited. I'm glad. I love the Bad Batch. I think they're really fun.
Fun times. All right. I think we got to keep it moving here. Let's keep it moving. This guy.
Yeah. Finally. I'm excited for this one.
Finally. Hyperspace Stories Grievous, also from author Michael Morrissey and Dark Horse. Finally good to go. Finally coming out. After was announced New York Comic Con. Well, fair enough. It was announced at New York Comic Con 2023. Chris and I were in the room for that.
3 years later? Are you?
Yeah. Dang, I didn't know this was a story. I didn't know this.
So it follows Separatist Mastermind General Grievous as he stalks a Jedi Knight and his battalion of clone troopers on the jungle planet of Katu. This 88-page original graphic novel comes out in early 2026. So yeah,
I think
2.5
years. What this all was, the High Republic was like the major priority.
Maybe.
And you know how many miniseries? We had like 4 different miniseries at one point that were all coming out in the same month for the High Republic, on top of like Bad Batch and the other things. So I think like okay, we announced these, but this is the priority, and now we're going to see hopefully like a faster rollout of these graphic novels, because it's not acceptable to put out one of these a year. You announce like
they're not that. So they're 88 pages. We'll show the interior right here by Caio Felipe and Dan Jackson. It's a cool moment when he's dialoguing with Dooku there. Just showing the where this story can go. This screen's too small, so I can't read that dialogue. But
I
the
can
text.
if I do this.
You can squint, but
You've been giving a rare opportunity, General Grievous, and I do not mean commanding the battle droids. I'm not gonna read the whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, they're 88 pages. But I mean, I read the Qui-Gon one in one or two sittings. They go by pretty quickly. They're kind of like they're not that big. They're kind of, and they're all ages comics, hyper-based stories. So yeah, it's finally coming out. Chris, if you have any more to add, more thoughts on this.
I really want the canonical telling of his Kaleesh warrior background getting like turned to Grievous. I don't think that's this either, but like,
no.
Why don't we get that? Like, was that even told in Legends? Do we ever get a story about that in Legends?
It's in some art books, comics, where you kind of see the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I'll
I mean,
send it to you after the.
Okay. This is the next best thing. I mean, also, have we seen a lot of instances where like Dooku was training Grievous? Like, I was trained in the Jedi arts by our Count Dooku or whoever. Count Dooku. So it's like, let's see that happening, and it looks like this is maybe the case here. Like he's saying, I'm on a mission.
Yeah, maybe
we're gonna see those interactions, which I like. It seems like a pretty awesome idea for a story where he's like on this planet, a jungle planet, hunting a Jedi.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like a really good Grievous story from the get-go.
Yeah.
So
just the visual of that, like the kinetic, him going through a jungle. Like, how's it going? He's a big guy. But he can be spindly. He's like a spider. The Tartakovsky Clone Wars does have him training a little bit there. Joel, throw this to you. What do you think of? I mean, this finally coming out. More Grievous stories.
I'm thrilled, man. I kind of come at. I have like this controversial opinion that maybe not controversial, that I've always never been happy with how the Clone Wars handled Grievous and Dooku. I feel like they never went as in depth with them with characters. They're just kind of like, today my master plan to take over the world is yes, Count. Very few episodes kind of go in depth with Grievous and Dooku and kind of from their perspectives. And also there's kind of the kind of making Grievous a little too cartoony when he was in the comics such a monster. And I'm excited because like now they kind of we see some outside of Clone Wars, the cartoon perspective of like how we kind of balance Grievous, where he can still kind of be that coward that George wanted, but also kind of make him more of a badass and kind of a scary guy because he's supposed to be like this terrifying monster that even the Jedi fear, and like, oh, he is a threat, he can't kill us, oh dang. So anything kind of to get some more Grievous stuff out in the new era and kind of like around Clone Wars is always a happy thing for me. I'm always excited to see just kind of a little bit more in depth with Dooku and Grievous. Grievous in the lore has like this really tragic backstory and like a family and like he's like this warrior who's like Dooku tricked into exploding and turning into a cyborg, and it's all very. It's he's the general who grieves because his family died or something. I don't know. It's some big tragedy. And the point is, anyway, I'm just glad to see finally get some more Grievous, and I like to just kind of see more of these characters outside of their Clone Wars portrayal.
Yeah. I just realized, he's definitely far more formidable in the Tartakovsky than in the Filoni Clone Wars. So. Yeah, it's good to see him. I mean, the son of Dathomir. I mean, he gets Mother Talzin.
Yeah,
and not everything he does on Dathomir is pretty wild. But
I heard a little side tangent about son of Dathomir. Apparently, there was a cut because it was a comic and they were cutting it from the show. They had to cut a bunch of stuff for pacing. But there is apparently, this would have been cool. There is apparently a moment where Dooku confronts Maul about killing Qui-Gon, and I've never thought about that if those two ever did meet. Like, they're on the dark side and they're serving Insidious, but like, Dooku would be like, "You pretty much killed my son. I don't like you, even if we are evil Darksiders
Oh
who
my
want to serve the
god.
same master." Like that, I do wonder, like if Dooku would care still. I probably wants to think he would, but even like in a twisted kind of way. Like that's his last little bit of light side coming in, where it's like, you killed my son, Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I will avenge him for the dark side.
Yeah.
Kind of in that twisted way. That's just a thought. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, maybe something in Shadow Lord.
That'd be interesting.
Something comes up there. Chris, any last thoughts on this hyperspace stories Grievous?
Yeah, the artwork looks great. I love the focus on like the darker palette, and especially like that upper right panel of Grievous with the eyes. It's right out of Revenge of the Sith. So
true.
Yeah, looking forward to it. This could be another good one because I did enjoy the format of the original graphic novel for Obi-Wan Qui-Gon. Yeah, I like the framing of that story where it was like 3 different timelines, stories in there. Really good artwork in that one as well. So yeah.
Speaking of young Qui-Gon and Dooku there. All right, last story. And get that down. The last story, also from Dark Horse. We got 1 Marvel and 3 Dark Horse stories. Just realizing this there. There are more stories, more reveals, but this one's a doozy. I'm really excited for this run. We already talked about The Haunting of Ryloth. We already talked about Tales of the Night from the Nightlands. It's coming in September by Kevin Scott. And we got a deeper look into at San Diego Comic-Con, deeper look into the anthology nature of this saga-spanning 3-issue run, and especially some spectacular interior art. Want to shout out the legend Ian McCaig and his design of the Nightlander, who is this terrible, beautiful specter of the dead. And here's the interior art for issue number 1 by Sue Lee, and kind of like this Galadriel vibes, but Galadriel when she's being tempted by the ring. That kind of thing, as if she's been given over. At least that's kind of my sense. But yeah, so that's the Nightlander. It's getting beautiful but gruesome and terrifying at the same time. So this is from number 1 by Sue Lee. I really want to highlight the interiors from number 2 that we got by Vincenzo Riccardi. Like, look at that. Like,
the classic Luke yellow jacket is back. Nice.
Well, it's in the this is gonna be a vision.
Okay.
So we know that, right? Yeah, we know that issue number 1 is set during during a prequel era. We have Anakin and Obi-Wan or something there. Issue number 2, I think. Issue number 2 is, as you see, during the original trilogy, during the Empire. Then issue number 3 is with Finn and Rey. I believe Rey, but I know at least with Finn. You see with Robert Hack. So that kind of anthology and haunting through memories of the past, through memories of visions and different things. So you see, here's Luke pushing Vader out the window, though, right? Kind of this reversal of Empire Strikes Back. And this wild art here. This is almost the Dagobah Cave reimagined, I think. We don't really have any context much for this, but other than just this terrible, beautiful specter of the dead and trying to cheat death in different ways. But yeah, just the beautiful art. Like, look at Leia's in this too, of course. And there you see Yoda. I think Leia's in this. Maybe it looks like Yoda's in it too. I don't know. Again, we don't know what's actually happening here, but man, buy prints of this. Like, sell prints of this, please. Like, this is spectacular. Look at that. So, Joel, I'll throw this to you. Tales of the Nightland. What do you think of the Nightlander here? What do you think of the whole concept? Building off of Cavan's, whole Vader's castle series now going to Ryloth.
Oh, I think it's interesting. I sadly haven't read a lot of the tales of, not the tales of, the Tales of Vader's Castle and the Tales of Death Star stuff. But I'm always a big fan of the sort of who cares about the canonicity stuff? Let's just do something weird with the boogeyman. Is there an actual boogeyman in Star Wars? I don't know. Maybe, and it's probably a lot more grounded. in like quote unquote canonical real Star Wars, whatever.
Yeah.
But in this comic where just go nuts. Look at this. Let's go with the wild, crazy person with these visions and just let the art kind of tell the story for you.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when stuff like that just happens in comics and whatnot. So yeah, I'm all down for it. I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, this definitely pick up the physical copies for these splash pages. These are I'm just astounded by the quality of this. It's just it's bizarre. It's fearsome. You can almost hear the soundtrack of this. Chris, throws to you. How are you feeling about Tales of the Nightlands generally, and the anthology structure and the reveals, these interior art reveals?
Yeah, I just hope that these actually come out before Halloween, because I remember there was that one year where these were like in January. I'm like, you guys missed the boat on that one.
Well, number 1 comes out in September.
Good. Just in time. And then we have the last release of these was Tales from the Death Star,
right?
With Moff Tarkin and the creature from the sewers there,
the
Diagnoga, stuff like that. So it's been a long time.
That was also New York Comic Con 2023. Yeah,
that was the first year you went. So that's already been. It's already been 2 years since we got one of these, and of course he's done High Republic now, so he has more time to spend doing stuff like these. But yeah, I mean, this artwork is absolutely amazing. It's the first time I'm looking at it. It's just so much stimulus going on here. Just like it looks like a fever dream. Somebody's like high on acid or something like that. It's crazy.
It's like you at Mosh Eisley, Chris. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. All legal. Yeah. So definitely looking forward to this one. For the art as well as the story. I mean, Kevin is a lot of horror. He's really grounded in the horror genre. He's written a lot. He likes it a lot. So great to see this. I mean, this seems to be the most artful take on it, though, and it's the different one. Like, this is specifically a Ryloth, a Twi'lek boogeyman, or what's that Russian? I think they reference in the panel. They reference the
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. This is the Twi'lek Baba Yaga.
I know that because of the cartoon.
Yeah,
it's not even Russian.
Whatever. Fair enough. There we go. So yeah, I think that's those are all the news reveals I got from San Diego Comic-Con. Joel, you gave an overall thought, but Chris, I'll ask you overall thought, kind of the state of where things are at in terms of comics.
I was hoping for some more information on what's currently going, because
like ongoing.
We're kind of like scattershot here. What's happening? Like, we're hearing like, oh, it's a 10-issue trade. Well, I would have liked more transparency. Like, look, we're ending this at issue number 10. This is what we have leading up to this. It seems like they didn't talk at all about the flagship, which is just nuts to me. Like,
the ongoing, a lot of people.
The ongoing flagships, and so I was hoping. I'm always hoping for more stuff, of course. I'm always hoping for more. Like, most of the stuff is like we already really knew about the Grievous thing. We already knew about the only thing that was due is Bad Batch. So for me, I'm like, oh, that's a pleasant surprise. But I guess Marvel has already announced a bunch of stuff. Like, we got the Millennium Falcon miniseries coming out pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, fairly soon, a few months.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I always tend to get more out of the panel at New York Comic Con. They usually have a bigger showing there for books and comics.
Yeah. I tend to get more out of New York Comic Con generally. So anyway, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
I know to say again, New York Comic Con, what, October?
Yep.
That's kind of the end of the month. I've talked, and I did my whole thing about like the transition to the next year is coming up. So you're probably right. It probably will be like, okay, we're now entering 2026, where Star Wars kind of is going to ramp up back up again with the movie coming out. So here's where we're looking for the future on paper as well.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like.
Now I wish I could go to New York Comic Con. I mean, I loved it so much. So there, Chris, enjoy it let me enjoy it vicariously through you somehow. There you go. Yeah, I think that does it for the news drop. There's the Young Jedi Adventures comic that's coming out. Kind of like a graphic novel for kids. coming out, some other things. But yeah, again, for the book news and from a conversation about the Lucasfilm Pavilion, check out our canon episode from this past Monday. And then for we're talking about the Lucas Museum panel, George Lucas and Guillermo del Toro, we're talking about art, what that means. Join us again this Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and then check out the SWU and Culture Slate for all my photos from San Diego Comic-Con. Last time I'll mention that, but we got
the best George Lucas picture ever.
Unintentionally made a meme. So funny. All right, last but not least, next week coming out, Mark Guggenheim rolling right along, Jedi Knights number 6, but we are taking another summary break. So in 2 weeks, I had that note there. We may or may not talk about Art of Outlaws. That we might swap that out for the Insider short. It's coming out. New set of Insider shorts, apparently about Order 66. So looking forward to that. Definitely do get Legacy Vader 7. Get that from your local comic book shop, as well as Jedi Knights number 6, and ongoing number 4, and pick up Art of Outlaws if that is your thing. But yeah, Joel, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for being our resident sequelist. I don't even call you a guest anymore. You're a resident sequelist, is what you are.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go. Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at JID20234 on Blue Sky, JID20234 on Blue Sky, and of course the Star Wars Underworld Discord, where I'm always around talking about all sorts of fun stuff.
Nice. There we go. And Chris, thanks as always. We're coming up on our 100th. We should do something special for that 100th episode somehow, or maybe we'll just do a normal random whatever review episode. But yes, where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on youtube.com/StarRaptor. Check out my upcoming review for Star Wars The Crystal Crown by Tessa Gratton. That'll be up this week. And I'll be sharing my thoughts with Star Wars The Bad Batch Sanctuary, which will probably be out next week at some point in my review for that. So, yeah, we got some stuff to look forward to. Over on Twitter, you'll find me talking about Nintendo, Xbox, skateboarding, and Star Wars. So follow me there at StarRaptor. Follow me there. All right.
There we go. Yeah, and see me there, youtube.com/StarRaptor on Sunday night, 7 p.m. talking about High Republic and Outer Rim Transmissions.
Oh yeah, that's right. We are talking about that all the things, all the characters, all the locations, all the
whole thing. Events. I'll let you lead that conversation. I'll just sit back and chime in. I'm just kidding. I'll bring it. I'm sure. You can also follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at MNUG1138. Also, Instagram beaches.foodie. You can see my San Diego eats are up. Also, my Disneyland eats are up there. Still thinking about those banana cream churros from Carsland. Man, if you're ever in Carsland this summer, seasonal Carsland, in the Cone Motel thing. The churro spot.
I remember that. I walked past that place. Yeah.
If you're ever there, and I think it's just for the summer, get the banana cream churros, because I don't know. I want to go find banana cream pie somewhere because I'm blowing my mind. Anyway, so yeah, check that out at beaches.foodie. Also Twitter NEUG485. Probably tweeting about Toronto FC because they're doing some weird things, but you never know. And yeah, this past Monday again talked about all the books and other reveals from San Diego Comic-Con, and then this coming Monday, we're talking about the George Lucas Museum and Lucas and Del Toro and Doug Chiang talking about art. Also, stay tuned. I got some pretty exciting announcements for Fan Expo Canada. That is my hometown con coming up in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now, I believe. Yeah, I can do math. I will get to sleep in my own bed. The only expense will be some food, but also the train to the con every day. But some days I'm driving. So yeah, but that'll be fun every year. Again, thanks to Informa and Touchwood PR for setting Dom and me up for Fan Expo Canada. Yeah, so stay tuned for some announcements there as well. Always good time. But yes, until then, you can pick up. Where is this? Pick up Jedi Knights number 6, and of course ongoing number 4. And yeah, we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Well, unless you chime in on Monday. Other than that, we'll see. Chris will see you in 2 weeks' time. Until then, everyone, happy reading.